Yo, it's Mortified. Today, I wanted to discuss about a topic I find to be interesting, yet very sad. The topic is disconnected men pursuing what they perceive as a quote-unquote good woman. The Nawalt Chasers Club. Now, I'm not speaking of a physical club, but more so a delusional mentality of various men you'd see in the manosphere and even in MGTOWs. These men make videos and blogs speaking of ways, guidelines, and even places to go to find that magical special woman that underneath the countless layers of government provision, societal protection, and millions of years of biological nature will somehow not exchange their partners in for a fat lump sum payment via divorce, child support, and assets being won in court. These are men who are struggling to navigate through the 5 stages of grief upon initially receiving the red pill. The bulk of them are right at the 3rd stage, bargaining, the stage where one tries to negotiate and make a deal with something such as a drug or addiction. In the case of these men, their addiction lies to the perceived quote-unquote need of sex, emotional attachment, the touch of another human, companionship, and company. These needs are merely perceived, as the men guilty of this don't actually require this, but choose to make themselves dependent upon that dopamine rush and the chemical oxytocin hitting their nervous system. They idly allow themselves to be subjects of their biology and hobby deficient lives, choosing to participate in relationships and also become the subjects of women's whims, mental dysfunction, desires, and utter bullshit. Then they come back to the MGTOW community with faces riddled with tears, eyes resembling sorrow, and a heart raging against women, running back into the arms of MGTOWs, seeking emotional support, as if the community was one big therapy session for them. I'm sure you can think of a few channels guilty of this right now.
The truth is that I was wrong about women in the sense that I basically classified that all women are the exact same. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. All women share a similar nature. But not all women are the exact same as American women, Western women. And even in Western society, not all women are the exact same as every single narcissistic Western American woman.
The delusional men I speak of willing to spend an exorbitant amount to find that non-existent, fabricated, and idealized woman are just the tip of the iceberg for this sad tale. Some men even hold the absurd and naive belief of foreign women from overseas across the Western world being special, unique, and different from the common whores and sluts of the West. Some of these clueless males are so enamored and infatuated on the prospect of finding that metaphorical T-bone steak in the trash can that they're willing to become expats and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars traveling from America, UK, Canada, and Western Europe to countries in Asia such as Thailand and the Philippines. They arrive to these countries in mind to attain that special, mystical woman of exceptional looks that will foolishly become financially dependent upon them for the rest of their lives, producing quality hot meals in the kitchen barefoot, naked with a fetus in their womb. Honestly, I can't determine what is more pathetic. A guy gullible enough to think he's going to convince a woman of parasitic nature she can compromise on herself once and gains, or the people stupid enough to buy these books, donate to the blogs, and view the videos of these idiots promoting their distorted perception of reality, fueled by elements of romance, hedonism, and of course, their biological urge to put a baby at something. Unsurprisingly, a spike has occurred in the number and rate of homeless Western males with expired visas dependent upon charity from support groups. This spike in countries such as Thailand is the effect of Western males leaving the West in droves with the expectation of attaining that special Nawalt, only to be kicked to the curb by the woman and left to perpetually roam the streets homeless, financially destitute, emotionally/psychologically broken, and directionless until they inevitably collapse and drop dead in the streets due to being malnourished or succumbing to disease.
The number of homeless Westerners in Thailand grew in 2013, a Thai non-profit organization said, putting the current figure at around 200. Traditionalists Foundation was founded in 1996 and specializes in improving the quality of life of homeless residents in Thailand, including providing educational services and healthcare needs. It reported earlier in September that many homeless Westerners separated from their Thai wives and were kicked out of their own homes.
I need to go home for health. I know that. I need to go home for health. But I like it here because I've got many friends here around me, you know, now. Many friends. I'm not sure what I want anymore.
One North Carolina native who has a brother living in New York City says his wife threw him out of home and he has no plans to return.
It's a lot less stress here, you know, and I'm more comfortable here than I am back home. I don't have to worry about gunshots and all this crazy stuff like this, you know, and I'm just comfortable here.
43-year-old Toinis Yalta de Jong from the Netherlands, who also sleeps on the streets, has a similar story. De Jong says he cannot go back to his native Holland because his Thai wife and children are in Thailand.
So, with that grim reality becoming more obvious that the same beings you're infatuated with are parasitic organisms willing to devastate and destroy anybody as a means to a monetary ends, what will you do? Will you continually false front as a red-pilled male supposedly possessing the self-awareness to understand his surroundings? Will you continually waste your time, energy, and money chasing a mirage, an illusion, a fantasy, perpetually until you're dead? If so, you may want to grab your ID card and check back into your spot on the plantation. That is your future, soon to be a payer of alimony, divorce, or child support. Or will you be a free, sovereign, and fully independent man who has no need or desire to be within the bondage to the shackles and chains that are society, external validation, and traditional masculinity? The choice is yours. Mortified out.